Hello, everybody. This is Preston Polder here with Pocket Jacks Comics, and exciting stuff today. Earlier on my channel here, I announced a contest for people to basically pitch an idea and then continue along the process and eventually get a comic book made that I would fund for them. So that's pretty cool. And now we're launching White Lily 5 main issue. So a lot going on today. And my daughter graduated from high school yesterday, virtually, which apparently that's like the first time, at least in that school's history, and this was Pacific Palisades High School. I watched the video. I got to say, I was pretty impressed. J.J. Abrams, spoke to them, because now all J.J. had to do was like sit in front of a camera, so J.J. Abrams spoke to him. Jeff Bridges spoke to him. The widower of the widow of Jerry Buss, so the owner of the LA Lakers, spoke. Like so many people spoke at my daughter's high school graduation. Certainly put mine to shame. Although mine, I got to walk across the stage, and hers, she just got her picture up there. But that happened yesterday, and now we're trying to get her out here to Dallas to visit. And it's kind of hard because she's been in such a fearful mindset because people have been talking about like, oh my God, virus. And then when it wasn't about virus anymore, that it became, oh my God, riots. And so she's kind of afraid to step outside a little bit, but we're gonna see if we can get her here. The dude, yes, the dude has spoken. It was really awesome. I can show you the video. Like, look how many times J.J. Abrams spoken at a thing. But here we go. So this is White Lily 5 main campaign, which is going to be like almost the final campaign for White Lily, but really there's going to be one more, and that will be the trade paperback. So, and that'll probably launch around September or August. And the pages are already work in process for Guinevere and the Divinity Factory issue 3. So we got that coming. Hold on, I think I can change my webcam here real quick. Let me see how to do that. One, I suppose I could just pull it closer, but brightness, contrast. No, I want pan. Okay, yeah, I want it to go down. No, wrong way. Yes, there we go. I want to be there, and I want to be more, a little bit zoomed in, a little bit more. Look at that. Hey, here I am. Okay, cool. So, and then wait, I want a little bit more. No, yeah, that. No, this way. I get a little excited. Okay, cool. There. That seems like a good frame. Awesome. All right, here I am. Okay, so yeah, I got after. Hello, everybody. All right, so yeah, trade paperback. That one. I mean, from a doing shows point of view, that one's gonna be the best one because then I get to go to shows and not have to carry a bunch of comic books because comic books, they take up a lot of room and they're heavy. And you sell them, if you're selling them at like $5 each, you're not really making a lot of profit off of it. And people will be like, well, I'll just buy the first couple of issues and see if I like it. But then once the trade paperback gets here, I can be like, no, I left all those at home. And if you like the White Lily story, boom, there's the trade paperback right there for, 20, 25 bucks, however much it's going to be. And then I'll make more profit on the sale. And the customers will feel happy because, they feel like they get a much better value out of the trade paperback. It'll allow me to make more money at the shows. So I'm just certainly looking forward to that. So then at that point, I'll just have the trade paperbacks and the specialty issues. Will be like, oh, well, that's, only one of 100 of, the White Lily 4 virgins and things like that. And so, if and when comic book shows actually do exist again, that should be neat. All right, let's see. We got some audience here, but let me share this out to Twitter and Facebook and all of that other stuff. But thanks so much, everybody, for coming in today. I appreciate everyone being here. And this campaign gonna be interesting. All right, so I did a few things different, and I will take you through all that. But first, right, so I shared it to Twitter. Now I'm going to go over and share it to Facebook. Boy, I don't know if you checked lately, but my Facebook page for Pocket Jacks Comics has been getting a ton of likes. I'm almost at like 10,000 likes now, so hopefully some of that will translate into backers. Otherwise, I don't see what the point is. But some people have told me that like having a whole bunch of likes on your page really helps with the social media outreach. Like now when I go to share videos or share campaigns or whatnot, a lot more people will see it popping up in their Facebook. And one thing I got to say about Facebook is it's a lot more intuitive than Google. Google is like, okay, first you got to set up the campaign, and then maybe there's like the AdWords or not the AdWords, and there's the placement, and there's the campaign running. And I swear, like I'm flummoxed continually by Google AdWords. Like there'll be campaigns running that I don't know about, so I'll see charges like, oh, where did that come from? And then there'll be campaigns that I don't understand why they're not running. I'm like, how come I'm not being billed here? But anyway, Facebook, way more intuitive and simpler on that one. So good job, Facebook. All right, let me take you through the campaign itself. So rewards. Okay, so here are. I'm gonna take you through the rewards here. Let me share my screen. I put some thought. Oh, thank you for liking my Facebook page. Hold on. See, thanks for liking my Facebook page. I appreciate that. Big Steve, welcome. And you know what I found interesting? On Facebook, the thing that performed the best was that YouTube video, or also Facebook, on the value of destruction, where I was talking about the influences that went into creating White Lily, the story, and so some of the tragedies that went into all that. Between you and Doug, I may have to make a Facebook account again. I never do that. But since you mentioned Doug, it was actually he that says, Preston, you should check out Facebook advertising. So I certainly appreciate him doing that. All right, so here we go. So these are the rewards that I sketched out here. So for $5, you can get the White Lily #5 PDF delivered, and I put in there that you can get the back issues for $3 each. So if you want issues 1 through 5 all in PDF, you end up pledging for $17. Now I assume that you out in the audience, you're not going to need that because probably been fans of mine for a while. But nevertheless, White Lily 1 through 5 is available. So, and all right, here we go for $15, because again, this is a double-sized issue. It's hold on, I'll show it to you. Let me. I'm gonna step away for just like 10 seconds. Hold on. Okay, so where was I? So yeah, so this is now I just bonked the microphone. So this is 40 interior pages, 44 if you include the cover. And I have 16 of these left over. This was the Make 100. I only printed up 100 of these, so I got 16 of these left over. So there's a reward here that has 16. But you get a lot of pretty pages into it. I've made my screen small. I'll make it bigger here in a minute. But it is a fairly big book, and it was essentially double the cost to produce. So that's why I'm pricing this one a little bit higher. That being said, though, I use my real name. Okay, very good, Gotham Knight. I'm glad to see that. So going back over the words. All right, so for getting this book for the main cover, which you guys have seen the main cover, I assume. If not, let me show you what the main cover is. So this right here is the main cover, and the image is so big I have to scroll through it kind of slowly. But so we got there's the logo and stuff, and this is Katya looking a little wistful, and this is, if you can't recognize that figure, that's actually Lilia Litviak as this just bringer, just absolutely on fire, bringer of death, which again, I like this concept. So I'm going to spin this off as a superhero under the Comicsgate Presents line. So that will be part of the shared universe if that character intrigues you. But I think this is a really gorgeous cover and people have been liking it. So I'm glad. So that's the cover we're going with. So for $15, you get that 44 total pages, if you include the cover, of 40 interior pages, and the PDF, and that's free delivery there in the United States. Not good. Or, sorry, good. Yes, that is good. Not bad is what I meant to say. I'm a little frazzled. I'm trying to coordinate how to get out to visit my daughter. That got dropped on me yesterday. And she's my only kid, and I watched her graduate high school virtually with all these famous people, and I just felt kind of old. And then she's like, all right, I want you to come visit me. And she's like, no, coronavirus. Have you been properly, whatever? I'm like, oh, Jesus. All right. So then, $35. All right. So this is for new customers right here. You get all 5 of the main cover comics of White Lily 1 through 5 plus PDFs. And again, that's free delivery. All right. $75. So here's where I started going over some of the inventory I had and designing some cool rewards. So you get the White Lily 5 PDF, White Lily 5 physical copy. So, this with the main cover. A White Lily 5 t-shirt featuring the main cover. And I did, on White Lily 2, I did 100 sketch covers. And I still have a bunch of those. So I threw in, those are the in chemistry, we call it the rate limiting step, but essentially the item of which there are the fewest number. So that's why this is fixed at 78, because that's how many of those sketch covers I had from way back when. So White Lily 2 and White Lily 3. So you get the 2 sketch cover versions of 2 and 3, and a comic size metal print of the main cover, and metal trading cards for each of and let me take a minute to show you. This book is really gorgeous in terms of the interiors. Like, okay, that's a great looking cover. But if you look at all these, I added a whole bunch to the metal trading cards because people have been talking. There are some people out there who really like it. So these are the covers that are going on White Lily for the retail space. So for your local comic book store, that's going to be the cover of White Lily 1. That's going to be the cover of White Lily 2. That's going to be the cover of White Lily 3. That's going to be the cover of White Lily 4. That's going to be the cover of White Lily 5. But I'm also using these for metal trading cards. So the metal trading card offering just got really huge here this time. So I added these 5 covers plus the main cover. And this is a page. These are all interior pages here. And you see like how beautiful this book is inside and out. These are interior pages. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, this is so gorgeous. Page, that's how it opens, page 1. So there we go. I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Basically, the quantity of trading cards available for White Lily has doubled in this offering. And there is a reward where I'm offering all those. So I'll show that to you here in a minute. But here are, so we get the PDF, we get the physical copy, we get the t-shirt, we get sketch covers of 2 and 3. We get the comic size metal print of the main cover, and we get metal trading cards for both of the White Lily 5 covers. So you get the main cover as well as this one. All right, and then here we get the full set of White Lily covers. So this one is where I'm actually offering the remaining 16 of these. So that's why it's fixed at 16. And you get the main and variant covers of White Lily 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's 10 books there, including the really hard to get variant covers on each one. A t-shirt for White Lily 5, a comic size metal print of the main cover. And I did that Indiegogo campaign for virgin covers of White Lily issue 4. Still got a number of those. So I threw in one of those each. So that's a lot of hard to get covers for all you collector people out there. 125 gets it delivered. And then at 150, all right, let's see what I got. All right, I got the physical copy, the t-shirt, the complete set of 17 White Lily metal trading cards. The 17, there may actually be more. I sit down and count them. All right, well, It's at least 17. And all right, no, wait, it should be, let me count it up right now. Okay. So we have, hold on, you count it with me, audience. Let's see. All right, so we got White Lily 1 through 5, both covers. So that's 10 metal trading cards. Then we got, there's the trading card I call Katya's Fantasy, which was kind of like an early cheesecake one. So that's 11. So that already counts that one. Then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 16 trading cards, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Well, good thing I just went over this before it went live. Let me fix those. Complete set of 23 metal trading cards. Ooh, here we go. Haste makes waste. Let's go ahead and fix that. Thanks for pointing that out, everyone out there. That would have been embarrassing if I was promising 17 and delivering 23. Here we go. Edit. Of 23 metal trading cards. There we go. And remove that one. Add. Complete set of 23 metal trading cards. There we go. All right. And I've also been creating the Comicsgate Wikia, which you've been seeing in some of those other videos. So I'm going in like 1,000 different directions right now. Let's see. I know him when he made Ratfist and started crowdfunding Kickstarter with those sketchbooks. Okay. Whom are we discussing? All right. Anyway, let me know who we're talking about on that one, because that seems interesting. Anything? All right. So now let me go through the art. So we got, you get a T-shirt, metal prints, trading cards for $150. That's pretty good. When I'm selling these at conventions, those trading cards I sell for $10 each. So that's $230 in trading cards. Plus you get a comic-sized metal print. Plus you get a T-shirt. Plus you get that's a good reward tier, and that's free delivery in the U.S. And then here we get, okay, the number 5 PDF, the physical copy, sketch covers for 2 and 3, and the 11x17 metal prints of both covers. Variant covers of White Lily 1 through 4, a T-shirt, and the complete set of 23 metal trading cards. So let me fix that. And then after I get these all fixed, we will go ahead and get this thing launched. So anyone have any questions? 23, good. Okay, so save reward, awesome, there we go. All right. Sorry, just kind of talking about Facebook stuff. Oh, Doug Tenable, of course. Oh, cool, yeah, he's been teaching me stuff, and I really appreciate how supportive he's been. And you know, like I found like Doug is a strangely polarizing figure. Like John Delarose, who again I have, he's the first guy to have Comicsgate certification with the Robotoad Rec Manlet, and he's continued supporting me throughout this whole attempt to end my comic book career, which I appreciate. But so is Doug. But John, like occasionally badmouth Doug. I'm like, stop it. And then Chrissy has also been, out there supporting me, but she's also badmouth. Like, stop it. Stop. Does everybody get along? I mean, come on, John is a spicy meatball. I'm like, why you got to do that? Don't be so controversial. But anyway, all right. So here we are. Let's go ahead and get this thing launched. Look over the rewards one last time. All right. Oh, and for $500, you get 100 copies of your cover. So if you have your own artwork, then you can get 100 copies, and then you can be like me. You can have your own crowd fund for White Lily 5 for a cover that you made. And you can probably sell it for, 20, 25 bucks. You can do pretty well for yourself. I'm doing that. I've already done that for White Widow issue 4, which I have been told I'm going to be receiving today at long last. I paid for those books back in November. That's the problem with Benny, is the delivery is a pain. But with this coronavirus stuff, I think he's going to be looking at a U.S. printer, in which case the delivery will get here a lot faster. So that'll be good. But yeah, I'm about to give Benny some more money to get White Widow 5. And I'm gonna probably go end up backing his new series, I Make Boys Cry #1. So that'll be a #1 I have. It seems like Benny's titles seem a little bit like kind of like softcore girl on girl fetish porn. And if there's anything I feel particularly qualified to contribute to, it would be that. I have some practical knowledge regarding that. So whatever, like, oh yes, I think I know what cover will work well here. So anyway, all right, here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and click the launch key, and then we'll all stand around and see how long it takes to get off of 0. Okay, I have read the rules. Launch now. So here we go. The campaign is launched. All right. By the way, I set up a smaller time window this time. So it's only got 3 weeks, because a lot of times we were just kind of sitting there during that like middle week like that. I got a backer, 15. Thank you so much. Wow, there we go. Now it moved off of 0, which I really appreciate. I will go ahead and share this out to Twitter now and say that we're all live. But let's see, share this out to Twitter, to Facebook, all the social medias. The Kickstarter is live for White Lily. Oh, that rhymes. #5. #5 alive. Everybody can reply. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I got this. I'm now being beta tested for a new feature on Twitter. So I actually have an option that probably most of you don't have, which is when I post something, I can decide who I want to reply to it. I can decide, can anybody reply to it, which is, the typical Twitter settings, or I can say only people who I follow can reply to it, and stuff like that. Hi, Vicky. It is so nice to have you showing up today. My co-conspirator in crime. And by the way, everybody, Vicky is going to be judge #3 for the contest to get your comic book made, just on the pitching stream and stuff. So it's going to be me, Vicky, and Zombie Nomicon. We're going to be evaluating the ideas that are presented. And if someone presents, ideas that we like, then we're going to go, okay, I want you to, take this forward into script. And that way, I'm giving the writers, creators work to do. And if they don't do the work, then they wouldn't have done the work if I would have given them the money. So seeing them deliver the work, in a timely fashion, able to make a deadline, that's what you want to see from the person who is essentially, in charge of the whole thing. So I'm glad. Let me tell you, 3 backers at $55. Fantastic. Awesome. Now I'm going to go share it on Facebook, and we'll see if all of these Facebook likes I've been doing are worth a darn. So let's see here. All right, here, I'll share it to the White Lily fan group. Just went live with White 5 on. And now I should go ahead and copy paste this. I probably should have done that before, but anyway. Copy, post. Let's see, 24 people, and I got 2 likes on Facebook. Awesome. Let's see. I mean, used to I'm simulcasting, I guess I don't know what the term is, for both YouTube and Facebook, and usually like Facebook is like totally dead because I don't really spend much time over there. But now that I'm advertising on that platform, I'm glad to see I'm getting some more response. So that's cool. Thank you so much. Posted it on the Indie Comics subreddit. All right, I have a totally original character called Amphibioid. Sounds great. Can't wait. Yes, and by the way, you should follow me on Kickstarter. That is one of the easiest ways to kind of stay in touch because I'll send out email to people and say here I am, but so much gets caught in the spam filter and all that good jazz. Up 4 backers up to $70. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to go share it over on the big one, which is Pocket Jacks Comics, where I now have like close to 10,000 likes. So let's see how that does. The big Kahuna Burger, as it was. Anyway, here we go. And hey, you know what? If I'm getting some hearts over on Facebook. I'm glad to see that. So here we go. If this campaign, I set a $5,000 goal and 3 weeks to hit it, and I think that that should be doable. This will be the final campaign for a White Lily comic book. Like I said, the only campaign after this one is going to be for the trade paperback. And if this campaign misses, then I'm just going to say, well, screw it. I guess there wasn't too much of a demand for White Lily 5, and I'm just going to go into the trade paperback one next. So, but I don't want to dwell too much on the negatives. But after this is Guinevere 3, and I think people are really very interested in the Guinevere story. It's got sexy lady magic stuff, and I think that's better than soul-wrenching story of depression and personal tragedy on the Eastern Front that I have here in White Lily. But nevertheless, it was a something that I looked at and I said, this story is beautiful, and I wanted to put it out there, and I wanted to see how people responded to it. So there you go. I've now done my part. I've brought the complete story to bear, and I want to thank everybody who has been so very supportive of the project. Hi, hello, Victor. Thanks for stopping in. So I do want to thank everybody for being very supportive of the project, and I think there's going to be some great things coming here down the pike. I'm curious. I just posted those videos on the contest this morning to get people's comic book ideas made. What do you think? Is that good? Do we like that? Oh, and I'm glad. Yeah, it's I'm glad that those writer streams are bearing some fruit. A lot of people, come to me and say that they've learned about writing, or that they've got an interest in things. So that's awesome. Okay. Is that something you're going to present for the pitch and stream? That sounds pretty interesting. And yes, I think the shared universe is going to be pretty cool. And people were asking me like, okay, so should my idea involve shared universe characters? Like, look, the great thing about putting stuff out there, like I'm going to go ahead and make the Guinevere characters. So Guinevere and, the villain that he's up against, that guy with the claws, the android Eric that we met in issue 2, as well as, the wizard who's based on, I'm putting these all out there in the shared universe. So if any of that interests you and you want to write with any of those characters, you're more than welcome. Or if you want to come up with a completely independent story idea and do it that, you're more than welcome. I mean, look, it's artistic freedom. You do what you want with it. You don't have to do anything one way or another. So when will the pitch? Okay, so that is going to be June 24th. And I may end up skipping this Wednesday on the writer stream. I don't know yet, but I'm really trying to talk my daughter into getting on a plane, but she's so afraid. In which case, I'm actually going to have to drive out to Los Angeles to get her, to then turn around and drive back to Dallas, and I don't want to do that. But if so, then there will be no pitching stream. So hopefully you will see me on Wednesday here on the writers group, rather, here on Wednesday. If you don't, that means I'm out there on the road, trying not to get killed, and hoping that there are plenty of truck stops open for when I need gas and to go to the bathroom and stuff. Yes, that is a drive I don't want to make, and that's where I'm really just trying to tell my daughter, like, come on, you can do it. Go out into the world. So let's see. All right, we picked up another backer. We're now at $85, and I will go ahead and put this out to. By the way, have any of you out there been getting the White Lily 5 Make 100 book? Because I know I got some fans out there. I know Vicky was looking forward to getting hers today, but I have been seeing people posting it to Twitter. It is the very first Comicsgate book, but by the way, the Comicsgate logo will also be here on White Lily issue 5, so we got that going for us. So should be kind of collectible. And I'm probably not going to be doing too much with the Comicsgate brand for my own personal books. I'm going to, outside of the Presents line, where I'm going to just really be focusing on the shared universe. I'm going to be focusing Comicsgate on this kind of shared universe concept. So when I'm doing, Lily's Flaming Death or my other ideas that I want to make shared universe, then that will be, under the Comicsgate logo. But when I'm instead just kind of doing my own things or going my own directions in those won't be. So I'm really looking at more of a certification mark. Good. I'm glad. Yeah. At one point, I just had some mailers left over, and that time I sent you the last time you backed me, and I sent it to you without a Gemini mail, it was still packed well, and it did arrive. So they don't have a corner on the market, but the way that mailer does fold up, it is pretty convenient. So, okay. Wow, that is a long time to wait for stuff via the mail. Well, yeah, he never registered the mark, so that's where, and besides, he said he wasn't going to do it anymore. Then maybe he, ultimately, I'm going to probably end up making that decision for him and go, no, you're not going to do that show anymore. But here we are. White Lily 5 is done. It's out there. I look forward to seeing how people respond. And after this will come Guinevere 3. And I've got so much I really want to focus on now with the Comicsgate shared universe and all kinds of ideas and fleshing out the wiki and, kind of getting people excited for their own creations. So I got a lot of different irons in the fire, and I'm trying to provide value in a whole bunch of different ways. And I hope that, look, I know that people are out there appreciating what I do. It's just a matter of sitting back and going, who's appreciating it more and the most, and kind of going in that direction. So whether I'm getting kind of more love and encouragement and support in, kind of my own projects, or just in terms of kind of fostering this shared universe and kind of being a mentor to creators and going, okay, here's your idea. I want you to develop it into a tight focused script. Where's your protagonist? Where's your conflict? You don't need all those pages. You don't need all those panels. Now let's look at your Kickstarter. How are you focusing your rewards? That kind of stuff. I don't know, but it's going to be a long journey, and I really look forward to getting back out and doing comic book shows again. Man, it's been so long since I've been out there in person, meeting with people, and I miss it. I miss all that social interaction. My daughter's kind of and that's something else I'm looking forward to, is finally getting my hands on my daughter's book. So that's been printed, and I look forward to getting some, and maybe talking her into allowing me to sell a few copies, because she had been thinking we could sell it again at shows, but then the shows went away, and she sees some of the negative reactions that I get, and I think it makes her a little gun shy about putting her own work out there, because it's very precious to her, and she put a lot of effort into it, and she doesn't want to see people just rip things apart that were a labor of love in that regard. But I have a friend back comment for me, and I had working. Was supposed to get it on May the 21st, but I got okay, wow, mail service is kind of slow. But I'm supposed to be getting White Widow issue 4 today. And as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I'm just ordered a cover for I Make Boys Cry #1, and that one's going to be a pretty hot, sexy cover. Just based on the idea, when I saw it in my mind, I'm like, this one's going to be cool. So there we go. Oh my God, I got somebody talking to me on Facebook. I could draw my characters I have, so awesome. That would be cool. We will need, yes, amateur artists as well. And that's something else I want to talk about in regards to the contest, because I'm focusing it as saying, hey, writers or creators or whatever, if you visualized your world, then come on down and you'll get some money for your idea. But most people, and really I'm going to kind of put a focus here, that the writers creators need to be kind of writers creators. They also have to be artists, great. But if you're an artist, I still want to see a script. You can't just go, oh, well, I just draw. No, I want to see a script. So once we've gone beyond the script stage, now I want to see art. Well, that's where, I'm going to need people to come in and take these scripts and render them into something. And for that, you will be paid. So yes, right now I'm framing it in terms of, hey, this is a great opportunity for writers, but it's also a great opportunity for amateur artists to, kind of get a paid gig, which is pretty tough to secure often when you are not yet a known quantity. So this is, I think an opportunity to showcase all of our amateur artistic talents. Okay. Gigantic Android had a good question. All right, let me go back up and look for Gigantic Android's question. Gigantic Android, where? Okay. My question is, if someone sends a character for the shared universe, how will anyone guarantee writers will respect your vision of the character or handle? Okay, so when it comes to comic books, all right, the open license means that other comic book creators have free use of that character. I mean, there is small things they got to do. They have to acknowledge that character was yours. So you got to be acknowledged in the credits page on the thing and go, this character, concept by, created by, whatever, however you want your acknowledgement. So you're going to get acknowledged. And they have to also include the agreement in the comic book itself. But beyond that, they don't owe you any money. So this is an open license, and they're not going to be sending you a check for any royalties. It's not going to work like that. Now, what you do retain is the rights to the character outside of comic books. So hopefully, it's what we're all hoping for, is like the big movie deal, whatever. And when that time comes, you will have complete and total rights to the character, unless it happens to be one of the ones where you won the contest and you got some of my money, in which case you sharing some of the rights with me because I give you money to make it happen. But that eventuality where you got to worry about, when am I going to get my money, is really only when we're talking about like movie deals or other, derivatives of it that are outside of the world of comic books. The shared universe means anyone in comic books, your worst enemy, can take your idea and run with it in a direction, and as long as they are acknowledging you. Now, are they going to be respecting your vision of the character? Probably not. They kind of have their own vision sometimes. But I could see, again, this comes back to target harassment, and we could certainly make sure that the agreement is, like you can't be doing a targeted harassment campaign towards the other creator. So I want to avoid anything mean-spirited and just make sure we're all doing artistic things. But, if you come up with, let's say you come up with your version of Batman and somebody else sees it as like a comedic direction, like you got like the campy 1960s Adam West Batman versus the Dark Knight Batman. Those are radically different visions of the character. And that kind of stuff is completely fair game. So, there's no way to really ensure that other people are going to be respecting your vision. They're going to be taking it in kind of their own direction. And they don't even need your permission to do it once it's out there in the shared universe. So that's kind of the vision of what I'm going for. Awesome. Yes. And, I think this is in part some of the visions of, early Comicsgate, the OG visions, if you will, before it got horribly corrupt and hateful. And oh gosh, I've kind of enjoyed, I got to say, like, taking a step back and taking my time off from those things. I still see, these horrible comments filtering, and even when I'm just like, hey, I've got a contest, I'm going to give away money to a comic book creator, like, screw you, like, okay, all right, fair enough. But okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And the thing is that, look, let's face it, people get a little bit skittish about, like, well, shared universe, but that means other people can take my idea and go in a direction I don't want them to go. I'm like, people can do that anyway. Like the way the law is and how hard it is to bring in suit and win, particularly as like a small guy with not a lot of money. If you come up with an idea, other people can take your idea and run with it, just change the name or, some of the outfits and stuff, and they'll just call it theirs. This way, if they're at least acknowledging you, you're still retaining the rights to the character in the larger context. So we're making it easy for people to play in the sandbox you make, and for us all to be playing this kind of larger sandbox, building this weird sandcastle where we're each kind of devoted to our own little sections. It's an exercise in anarchy, but it's also going to be governed by the free market. If someone comes up with an idea and it just doesn't sell, then you're going to go, oh, don't take the character that direction. That's a bad direction. Instead, go this other way. So, The Adventures of Hardcore Man and Victory Points. So, all right, we broke $100. We got 6 backers now at $100. Let's see, share screen. Window. So happy to see that. Let's see which rewards people are liking. All right, I know I'm going to get some $5 PDF backers here. Only one so far. Good. I'm glad that people are kind of going. All right. So for the one here, and then $35. Okay, great. So I'm glad that I'm kind of pushing people a little bit further up the curve in terms of value. Obviously, when they come in for some of the heavier reward tiers like 75 or 150, I really did weight those with as much value as I could. I think, if you look at it, granted, of course, money's tight with all this economy and stuff, and that's another thing. Like, who knows if now is a great time to launch, but like, that's the great thing about producing regular comics is, like, I don't know if now is a good time to launch or not, but my project's done and I'm launching, so we're certainly going to see. But we're now up over $100, 125, and I'm hoping some of those weightier tiers will draw on some backers, and of course with the Facebook likes and all that good jazz. So beware the black. Okay. Beware the black magic hollyhock nemesis of white. That would be cool, and that would be really great. Like, if you come up with a character and someone else is like, fine, I'm going to make your character a villain in my story, like, that would be awesome. That would be like a real artistic collaboration that like you've never seen before. Like, that's one of the things that Marvel and DC, they've been around, they've been telling stories for decades, but there's a story you've never seen. You've never seen, like, Marvel be like, oh yeah, well, Superman's going to be a villain in this Spider-Man story. And this shared universe allows you to do that. It allows you to take other people's concepts and go, okay, interesting, I'm going to go this way. And that's the beauty of kind of artistic freedom and anarchy in that regard. So anyway, here we are. We're coming up on 45 minutes in. I mean, it does take a fair amount of work. The real love, I think, comes from the artists. And so it's always great when you have a really good artistic team backing you up. This one's going to be interesting in terms of, I'm going to be looking for artists who can come along and step up and do it. So this will be a real opportunity for people to get a name for themselves. Because if you are an undiscovered artistic talent, you come in and you knock it out of the park, then I think you've certainly found plenty of exposure and gigs on this one. I don't even know if Marvel ever had Genesis does what. yeah. Anyway, but there we go. I'm about to go and hit up the email list and start sharing the links everywhere. And you guys don't need to see all that, but I do want to thank everybody for stopping in. Any questions before I head out? Oh, no. No, you are free to, uh, if you are out there and you're like, look, I'm making a character and I want to put it in the shared universe so other people can use it, that's absolutely fine. I made another video here on my channel to show you how to create a character in the wiki, and you get down with your bad self. And that's what the wiki is for. Is it's there. It's this repository that's user driven. So you don't even need my permission. You can just go there on the wiki, and you can say, okay, I'm licensing under this agreement, which the legal agreement is also on the wiki, and then when people go to the Comicsgate TM Wikia, they will see, oh, there's all these other characters I can use, and who knows who's going to discover you. So no, you don't need my permission for that. You don't need to win the contest for that. In fact, I'm glad you're thinking in that direction. That's what this contest was for, was really to get people thinking in that direction. So no, you are more than welcome and encouraged, and I sincerely appreciate you wanting to bring any characters you have into the shared universe. And look, I'm offering Guinevere and Eric, the murderous android on the cover of issue 2, and the character of Gatsby as a wizard. He won't be officially Gatsby until next year when Gatsby enters public domain, but that's not too far away. So January 2021, that's going to be Gatsby of the Great Gatsby as a wizard. And I'm offering all these characters in the shared universe if anybody wants to use them in their comic book. If you're like, well, I want to make a comic book about how capitalism is evil and Gatsby as a wizard is going to be a villain in my story, like, okay, you go for it. You don't even need my permission for that. That's out there, and go for it. Anyway, I don't think there's a whole bunch of other questions, so I'm going to go and share stuff on social media and hit up the streams, and hopefully my White Widow 4 books are here and I can start mailing those out. But thanks everybody for stopping in, and if you would please share the link out here for White Lily 5, because I'm going to want to try and get as many backers as I can here on this final project and this big final push. And it is kind of a tough economic time here for everybody. So I appreciate all the support and encouragement I can get. This has been Preston Poulter with Pocket Jacks Comics, the leader of Comicsgate. Thank you all very much for your time, everyone. Take care.